Stuart, how much of a sore one is that to take today?
It's so, Scott, probably, I know emotion runs high at this point, you know, we're only sort of 20 minutes, 25 minutes after the game, but I think from my point of view it's probably as well as we've played since I came in February. I genuinely mean that, from the aspects that I look from in the game. The one thing that was missing was the cutting edge, you know, that final chance that came hitting the back of the net. But in terms of how we functioned as a team, I thought we were outstanding. I'm fairly certain that most people, I've just spoke to one or two other guys in the press and whatnot there, and you know, they're impressed by how we played. So was I from the side. I didn't feel that there was a great deal wrong, especially in the second half. It was all us. It was us fully dominant in the game, creating chances. Probably, if I'm being really fussy, I would have loved us to have been in a slightly better goal scoring opportunity at times, you know, maybe just that few yards closer to goal. But when you look at Ollie Shaw's chance, you look at Georgie Gent's chance, Callum Slattery breaking through and goal in the first half, then we fashioned so many opportunities and so many good positions, and the football was easy in the eye. But you know what, I'm not going to stand here and be a happy clapper. We played well and we lost the game of football. We need to take our medicine on that. What probably frustrates me, and it was one moment in the game, is that we don't get it right on their goal, and it's not what happens in the back post area, which everybody will probably allude to. It's how we set up on the ball side when the cross comes in, and we know it, and we've spent hours and hours working on it. The players have been outstanding to this point, and by us not getting that, you know, a good player in Strain who's got excellent delivery gets his head up and whips the ball into an area where they can hurt us. So that's a frustration. I think it was probably the only time in the game that they managed to do that, head up with a cross into our box, and that frustrates me. But you know what, it frustrates the players more than it does me. I think when I look at them in there, they know what they put into that game of football today. They know that they were by far the better side, but unfortunately they've come away without any points.
You say that's probably the best that you've seen your side play since you arrived in February. You had 5 players missing through injury, 1 missing through suspension. How encouraging is that this squad still isn't complete yet and you're still seeing performances like that? Yeah,
it's good. It's good. Again, I'm never going to make an excuse. I've firmly believed in the players that we had on the park today. 2 teenagers starting in it. I believed in the 5 teenagers that were sitting on the bench today. You know, you take all the things aside, I knew that we had enough to go and try and win the game. I think I would have been disappointed with a draw. If I'm being honest with you, I would have been disappointed with a draw today. But again, full marks to them. That's twice have done it to us now. They beat us in the cup game where I felt that it was more of a 50-50 game. Today we were completely dominant in my opinion, and as I say, you have to give them credit. We've had games where we have got our nose in front, maybe not been at our best, and we've killed the game, we've slowed the game down, and I find it quite hard to get too emotional about that from the side of the park, because we've let ourselves go to that position where they've got something to cling on to when they probably shouldn't have. So I'm not criticising the players. Listen, I'll go back to it. I stretch this back to more than 90 minutes of football. We have been good over a long period of time now. The players have given me absolutely everything, which you can see out there again today, and sometimes football comes back and bites you in the backside, so to speak, and today was our day. But what I've said to the players is I don't want that one again. I don't want us to play as well as that and not have anything to show for it, and teams can get a trait where that's what it becomes. You talk about how good you are but you get nothing, and I don't want Motherwell to become one of those teams. So we'll suck it up, we'll take our medicine, and then we'll look forward to a trip to Ibrox next week.
Just going to say, it's a very tricky schedule now. You've got Rangers and Celtic back to back. What can we take from today into those games?
What we can take is that if we play like that, we'll be alright. That's what we will, and that's not to be too blasé about it. I just think that if we perform in that fashion, you know, for the vast majority, if we do that again next week, then I think we'll be okay. I'm not making any predictions of what the outcome will be, or the week after. I just feel that performance level wise, if we get to that level, then you know, we'll win more often than we lose, which puts us in a good position, and it could get us back into a situation in the league where we're on a good run of form. I think you'll correct me, I think that's something like 10-11 games we've went now since tasting defeat in the league, and that's a bitter pill to swallow. But again, there's not an awful lot to dislike about what we've been today, so we pick ourselves up against Scotland Monday and we go again.
Thanks for your time, Stuart.
Thanks.